to soccercoachingblog.com and our weekly soccer coaches show. Beautiful sunny day here in Santa Monica, California. I want to introduce a popular regular guest on the show, Derek Salakis. Welcome, Derek.
Welcome.
Alright, so here we are. We're going to talk today about the massive game on Saturday, May 28th in the brand new, or not brand new, but the new Wembley Stadium in London. Uefa Champions League final between Manchester United and FC Barcelona. Huge game, everyone's excited about it all over the world. A lot of thought about who's going to win the game. I'm going to talk to Derek about it. Personally, I have no idea who I think is going to win the game. We'll get into that in a second. But Derek, who do you think is going to win the big game Saturday?
Well, I'm looking for Man U on a home turf.
Kind of a home turf.
Hey, it's in England.
Right.
I think they take revenge from 2 years ago.
Right.
And they bring home the trophy.
You think so?
I think so. I think on a neutral field, I would like Barcelona. I think the experience of 2 years ago, and Rooney being healthy, and of course Chicharito,
yes,
and his speed will be a big factor here. And everyone talks about Barcelona blowing them out in the final 2 years ago. But the first 10 minutes of the game, Man U was the better team, and they're going to press the attack here. If they can get the first goal, I think it really takes away keep away possession of Barcelona. And you go back to the Copa del Rey final, where Real Madrid actually beat them this year. They really pressed the issue, and I think you're going to see Ferguson do the same, because he did not like what happened 2 years ago. Once they fell behind the goal and had to chase the game, it was effectively over. So I think they're really going to press Barcelona, and Barcelona came out a little overconfident in the Copa del Rey. Hard to think that they wouldn't do the same thing again here.
Yep. It was an interesting start. The game 2 years ago, like you said, Man United came out flying. They had Barcelona on the back foot, and it looked like one of those games where Man United were going to walk it, and all of a sudden Samuel Eto'o sticks one in and totally changed the whole game. So that's why I don't know on Saturday what's going to happen. My thoughts are, obviously technically, Barcelona, the best team in the world, 5 million passes every game kind of thing. But Manchester United are a winning team. They just won the 19th Premiership title. It's Ryan Giggs possibly coming to the end of his career, Paul Scholes coming to the end of the career. They're going to want to go out with a bang. Obviously it's Edwin van der Sar's last game ever in a Man United shirt, so he's going to want to keep a clean sheet and pick up a win. He's been to the Champions League finals before, of course, with Juventus and Ajax. So if you're the coach, if you're Sir Alex Ferguson, he's been knighted by the Queen, boom boom. Forward line, first of all, are you going to go with Rooney and Berbatov, Rooney and Chicharito? What are you going to do?
Well, I think you've got to go with Rooney and Chicharito. The way they've played as a tandem has been very effective. And Berbatov is a beautiful change of pace later in the game. And Barcelona showed a little weakness on headers and crosses. And I think the key here is, with Alves pushing up for Barcelona, Alves, it brings up a situation where you've got basically Barcelona clogs the middle on defense. And I think, again, a difference from 2 years ago is the speed on the outside for Man U. And that's been a place where I thought Barcelona's been a tad weak on the counterattack. And, you've got, I think they'll start Park in the midfield.
Yep,
you've got Valencia. You've got Nani. I mean, you've got a lot of speed there. And so I think that with the speed of the Mexican, Barcelona's going to be a little hesitant on the back line and settle back a little bit. I think the outside of the pitch is available. And let's talk about the pitch a little bit. At Wembley, not a standard pitch for European football. A lot of criticism over the years. It's gotten a little better, but I even think that will play into this a little bit, in that I expect the Barcelona defenders to be a little bit on their back foot here, a little bit concerned about these things. And I really think as long as Man U does not sit back, like unfortunately the special one did in the Champions League semifinal, and let Barcelona dictate the play, I think Man U can take the first goal, and I think they can win here.
Okay, mentioning the pitch there, when I grew up as a little kid, Wembley Stadium had the best pitch in the world. And whenever you saw an incredible piece of grass, you just say, wow, it's like Wembley. And that would be a simile, referring things to Wembley's pitch. And obviously it's had a lot of issues, and it's no longer this unbelievable perfect pitch, so that will be a factor. In terms of forward line, I have a good friend of mine, Junior, is probably going to watch this. He's thinking, he's a lifelong Man United fan, he's thinking Rooney and Berbatov will start. He doesn't want us to start Chicharito. What do you think of that?
I think the speed is where you've got to exploit Barcelona. I think Berbatov, bringing him in later in the game, you can get a feel as to where the play is going to be, where the crosses could come in from. And so I just don't see that at all. I really feel like in the speed and the counter-attacking play. Also, Rooney likes to pull back as an attacking center forward and play in the middle of the field. So you need a speed guy next to him to cover that ground. And so again, I don't think you put Berbatov in there, it kind of limits Rooney. And let's be honest, Rooney's going to have to play some defense here. He's going to have to disrupt the middle of that midfield because, as we know, nobody connects passes better than Barcelona. And, like I said, they have a purpose here, man. He's going to have a purpose. They've got to disrupt Barcelona. Real Madrid showed that they did a great job in the Copa del Rey, really getting after it. Then they sat back and tried to hunker down, and that just exploded in their face.
And the thing is with Barcelona and Man United, Barcelona are pretty much a set team. We know pretty much who's going to play where and the style. Manchester United have an advantage in a way that they have so many options where how they'll play and which players are going to be in midfield. Are they going to have Giggs played? Are they going to have Scholes played? Is it going to be Three Lungs Park and Carrick playing in the middle? So Valencia on the right, Nani, Anderson. They have an incredible array of talent, and you can put two teams out for Manchester United playing two different styles. So Fergie has a lot of aces in his sleeve that he can work with, as opposed to just having Xavi and Iniesta and the usual Messi and Villa doing the usual stuff. So it's going to be fascinating. That's why I know I'm an expert in soccer. That's why I have no idea who's going to win this game. Obviously, being from England, it's being played in England. I want United to win. Having said that, it goes against everything I believe in, being a Blackburn Rovers fan. You've got to admire Barcelona's style of football. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a wonderful game.
So, Paul, if you were to be waterboarded, if you were incorrect in picking the champion on Saturday and forced to make a decision, I mean that's why we're here. This is a preview. You better be right here. You don't want to be waterboarded. Who are you going with?
Technical ability, style, skill, Barcelona. Playing in an English crowd with all the wiliness and experience of Sir Alex Ferguson, Manchester United. So if I've got to put it on the line, as a Blackburn Rovers fan, it's really going to hurt me to say this, Manchester United. I think you have too many options, and you may just have a few things in the favour on Saturday with the home crowd. As we say, the home crowd, it's obviously really a home crowd, but I think Fergie's going to pull this one out. And who knows, if they win it, you could have a bunch of retirements afterwards. He may shock us all and retire after the game. What do you think of that?
Well, I want to ask you as a coach, go into the mentality of if you were coaching inside and related to maybe a younger program, a college team. You've got one team, Barcelona, considered the favorites. They've won this thing 2 years ago. They've won multitudes of trophies. How does a coach approach this in setting up his team? On the flip side, you've got a very experienced team, though, coming in as an underdog, Manchester United. They've got revenge on their minds. How do you speak to them before this big game? What would be your approach?
You've got to get in the locker room before the game, and obviously these are all professionals. You don't need to motivate Ryan Giggs or Paul Scholes to get out there. They know what the story is, but you've just got to do the whole, we're the underdogs, we've got to get out there and fight, we've got to put Barcelona on the back foot from the first minute. That first tackle, we always talk about that when I'm coaching my team. The first tackle sets the standards, and you can imagine if Scholes is out there, what kind of tackle that's going to be. Just get the crowd behind you, get off to the same good start they had 2 years ago, and be aware of that counter-attack. You can't attack them as they did 2 years ago, and then get caught with your pants down. And that cost you the whole game. So it's kind of British bulldog mentality. Get into them, get in the face, kick them all over the park if you need to. Stop them playing their fancy touch soccer. And then we haven't even talked about the best player in the world, Messi. What do you do about him? How on earth do you mark Messi?
Well, I don't think you do mark Messi. I think the best offense against him is to keep him away from the ball, obviously, and get him going away from the goal. It's pretty fundamental on what you need to do to stop him. It's just, can you do it? I think that again gets into the fact that they got to get stuck in Man U and make some plays here. But let's talk about Pep now. Okay. Whatever motivation he gave before the Copa del Rey, they were lucky not to be down at halftime. Right. They lose in overtime. Right. They gave away the supremacy that I guess they didn't need to because they really dominated the Champions League. We talked about maybe Mourinho kind of changing strategies as a detriment. Right. What is the speech here that Pep gives? What is his message? I mean, they smoked Man U 2 years ago.
I think his message is we're Barcelona. We have the same 12, 14 players we use every game. We have our own style. We go out there, we keep possession of the ball, we pass it around Man United, we run them ragged, we stick the ball in the back of the net and win the game. I think his team talk before the game is going to be a lot easier than Sir Alex Ferguson's. He's just got to let them know what a well-oiled machine they are and just do what Barcelona do. It's there for the taking. He's got to make them aware that Man United are going to come and kick him and get into their face. He's got to talk to people like Dani Alves, the biggest diver on the planet.
Take it easy.
He's going to say, you can't be doing this kind of stuff in front of an English crowd. Barcelona's going to maybe try their usual tactics, rolling around in agony, coming up saying, give them a card.
Are you ridiculous? I mean,
that's what they do.
These guys are the world champions, the best team in the world, and you're calling them a bunch of divers?
They are. They're also
ridiculous.
The world champions are getting free kicks. The world champions are getting cards from the team. They roll around in agony like they've been shot. Look at the game with Alves and Pepe.
Keep in mind who at the back line is for Man U and how many fouls they've gotten away with over the years.
Pepe didn't even touch him, and Alves looked like he'd had his leg shot off and got a red card. So, maybe Barcelona try that. They say, hey, we're going to go against Man United, we're going to get hit hard, roll over 3 times now instead of the normal 2, and maybe we'll get some cards early on.
So you think if Scholes hits somebody up, or Giggs, they're not known for a hard foul once in a while?
Absolutely they are. Paul Scholes is one of the hardest guys in the game. You don't have to worry about him getting in there. But I just hope Barcelona come to play. I hope they don't come with all the tactics of diving and agony and all the theatrics, looking for cards. If any other players jump up and start doing this...
I mean, this is a soccer coaching show, right? And you're basically making excuses and calling other teams divers. I don't think that's a good message for coaches around the world here.
I'm not saying I'm hoping
let's talk about more tactics. You've got Xavi and Iniesta in the midfield. There's really nobody on Man U in the midfield that at least can pass with them. How are they going to handle that situation?
Well, you mentioned Ji-Sung Park, and he's known as 3 lungs. He's so fit and he has so much endurance. They call it 3 lungs, like he has 3 lungs in his chest. He's got to be out there. He's got to be closing down Iniesta, Xavi, just breaking players down. I think you'll have Carrick sat back to stop the passing lanes and sweep up anything that gets through. And then he may stick Scholes out there. He may put Scholes out there just to kind of bite a few legs and let him know he's on the field. But the worry with Paul Scholes, and I love him to death. The first time I ever saw him play live, it was at Old Trafford a couple of years ago for Solskjaer's testimonial, and I said to my friend Junior after the game, I said, I didn't realise what a good player Scholes is. He's a fantastic player, but if he gets fired up in front of the crowd and goes and kicks someone hard and gets a yellow early on, that red mist could come over and it could be a red, and that's the end of the game for him. So
he won't start.
No, I don't think he will start. I think they'll put him in maybe if Park does get tired or it's just not working, just to scare them a bit. And Guardiola said last week, whether it's mind games, he said he thinks Paul Scholes is one of the best players from England's ever produced. So
I got 2-1 for the final. 2-1. Man U. I think they're going to get the early lead and make it happen. And with all the urgency they have on the field, with a lot of guys retiring, and from what I saw in the Copa del Rey, I think the attitude, the home field, the pitch, they want it. They're hungrier. Man U, I don't think is the better club, but in this situation, they will be champions of Europe come Saturday.
Okay, well I've got 3-2, and I'm hoping it's a great game with lots of goals. It would be horrible if it was a 1-0 game, so hoping for 3-2 Man United, and let's see if we know anything about what we're talking about, and please leave us a comment and let us know what you think about the game. Alright, all the best. Thanks for visiting Soccer Coaching. blog.com.